What's up, YouTube? It's Ask the Young One with CreateHighVibrations.com. I had someone ask me about closure, why you don't get closure from the narc. For me, closure is you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get what you would expect that you would get from if you were to end a relationship with a healthy person, or even with a person that feels empathy and compassion. Sorry. The reason why you don't get it is because they keep that door open. They feel superior, or like you're inferior to them. You don't deserve closure. If they've moved on to a new supply, they don't care to give you closure. It no longer matters to them. It's just like as in the discard. I mean, they've discarded you. You're done. They don't care. They're moved on. And that's how they are. They want that immediate satisfaction, and they don't care about you or anything else. So that's why you don't get closure. So with that said, I found my own closure. My closure came for me through understanding what I was married to, understanding that it was an illusion, like none of it was real, and using the pain and the confusion and the anger and everything that I felt from it, and learning from that within myself. That was my closure. And that's like, I want to stress that for people, because I know it's hard to accept what someone like that has done, but at the same time, if you can just, once, and not if you can, but once you get to that point where you no longer want to allow that to control, or that person to have any type of control over you, then you will start looking within on why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. And that is what is going to propel you to a better future, a better next relationship, a better judgment of who you date or get connected with, because during that closure, you're going to find a lot of things within yourself that were suppressed, that you've always had to deal with. It's kind of like the narc is created in childhood. Your pain that you feel from these jacked up, fucked up relationships, a lot of that is coming from your own childhood. So a lot of it is going to be looking inward to the healing. And I can't express that enough. I mean, there's nothing that the narc will do to give you closure. Your closure is going to come from within. And that's where it has to come from. You have to almost like create your own closure by finding within yourself what allowed all of it. And just because someone treats us the way a narc will treat us, we also have to ask ourselves at some point, why did I allow myself to be treated that way? So those are all things that are going to help during that healing process. And I hope that answered some questions. I mean, there's not a lot to say about closure. They just don't give it. And a lot of times, yes, emotionally, mentally, we need that to move on. But when we're dealing with this type of person, you're not going to get it. And I hope if someone's watching this expecting closure, not knowing why they're not getting closure, that it helps them maybe plant a seed of starting to look within. Because that's the only closure you're going to get, is understanding what you are with, understanding what they are, understanding that really, in all honesty, the end of the relationship had nothing to do with you. It had zero to do with you. It has everything to do with them. It truly really is their own inner issue that they simply will never face, or unless we get a miracle and they do face it. But if you can take what they have shown you that you're feeling and attack that within the inner self, you're going to find issues from your own that have probably been around for a long time. So I hope it helps a little bit. I know that's how I found my closure. Other people, I'm sure, probably do it other ways, different ways, but really what I'm seeing in the healing of so many others is it really is starting people, like jump starting a spiritual path for people, because it's such a, just the relationship and the abuse is the awakening for a heartfelt person, for an empath, for a person that would never do that type of stuff to another human. It really is like a push for you to see that inner light within yourself on what's been holding you back for so long. And if you can take that and start going inward with it and finding within, you're going to start bringing out more. And that would be my best advice on finding closure, because asking the narc for closure, they're just going to lie. I mean, you'll never truly know if it's actually closure, because they're pathological. They'll tell you whatever, but it's not real. Just like everything else wasn't real, their closure that you would expect to get from them will not be real either. So you have no choice if you want closure but to find it within yourself. So I hope that helps a little bit. Again, like, subscribe if it helped. If you think that the advice will help somebody else, let them know. And as always, I hope everybody has a great night. Namaste.